Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Now celebrating 17 years of broadcasting success, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, both for our radio audience here in Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com. We're glad that you all could be with us. Also, those tuning in through our online affiliates around the world, including our friends at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcasts. Glad you all could be with us as well. I'm excited to welcome to our program today for the first time Valerie Jane Parker. She's an actress that you guys have gotten to know from some great roles both for television and film. Valerie's celebrating a great new film called The Voices. We're going to talk to her about that, what it's been like for her to see the early response to it, and of course that you guys know how to stay connected with her and of course watch it for yourself. Valerie, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
So I've already had a chance to watch the film, The Voices, and we're going to let our audience know how to do it. But you've already been doing a lot of interviews like this, Valerie. So what has it been like for you to see the early response to the film?
It's been so exciting. It's just great to see how people respond to it, especially the messages of hope and positivity that it's leaving people with, which you don't normally get when you do a horror film. It's just been really exciting for me to see people excited about it and uplifted.
I think the interesting thing about your own career, though, Valerie, is that you've been able to bring to life a lot of different types of characters. I was just sharing with you before we went on. You know, I got to know you, of course, definitely by name because of Greenleaf on the Oprah Winfrey Network. You've been a part of some other great projects as well. Is that part of the fun for you as an actor, to be able to slip into the skin of different types of characters?
100%. People always ask if I prefer doing comedy or drama. And my answer is just, I want to do the opposite of whatever I just did. So it is so fun playing a wide range of characters. That's the joy of it for me. And Lily to Judy could not be two more different people.
Right. So I want to talk about, though, the win for you, because I think, for all of us, especially in the creative community, I think, there comes a point where we kind of know. When did you know that this was for you, that this was the gift you'd been given?
Honestly, since I was about 6 years old, it is literally all I've wanted to do. There are a lot of other things in life that I'm blessed to say make me happy and that I've had talents in, but nothing else that I felt called to do. I have always loved telling other people's stories. It affects the way I see the world. It helps me humanize every person I meet, and it's just been such a gift to me.
And then to have that work recognized, what about that? It's one thing for you to enjoy it, Valerie, but what has that been like for you to have other people recognize the gift and the calling?
That's a huge blessing too. It feels amazing, but the things that make me the happiest about that are when people recognize it and it helps them in their own life. It's great to get to be recognized for being talented. That's wonderful, and I am so thrilled and blessed that anyone casts me in anything. But when I get to talk to a fan that says, hey, I watched this movie and this scene actually pulled me out of a depression or changed my life. When I filmed Greenleaf, had a lot of haters on that show, but I actually lost my mom to cancer while I was filming it, and I talked about the experience later, and I got so many people who reached out to me and connected with me on that, and getting to affect people's lives, their real lives, that is so much more beautiful than any compliment that I could get.
You mentioned, going from one type of character to the next, and that's what I think is so interesting about The Voices, because I think, this character is so layered. And I noticed even in prepping for this, Valerie, you put a lot into this. I noticed even on your Instagram page, we're going to let our audience know how to follow you there. You talked about, I think, blind hiking, even as part of this. Is that just a part of who you are, to kind of be able to literally get to know this character and to experience the world as the characters that you're bringing to life?
Absolutely. I think it's so important for making the characters honest that you see the world the way that they see it. And it was especially important to me for Lily because she's blind. I didn't ever want that to seem like a trope. I didn't ever want to be making light of anyone's experience because there are thousands of people who deal with this on a daily basis, and I really felt the need to honor their world and honor their experience, try to be as truthful as I possibly could with situations that they deal with every day.
What spoke to you about the voices, Valerie? I was curious. I mean, for yourself, when you first heard about this film, what was it that made you say, yes, I want to be a part of this?
Oh, it was definitely Lily's spirit. I was attracted to the challenge of getting to play somebody with physical disability. I did think that would be really interesting as an actor, and that turned out to be invaluable to me as a human. But no, it was Lily's spirit. She's just so dang interesting. I mean, the woman, at the beginning of the movie, we see her lose her parents. She becomes an orphan. She loses her sight. She goes through all of these horrific things. And then, to top it all off, I have a bunch of undead children who want to inhabit the spirit of my baby.
Yeah.
She goes through so much. And yet, she faces it with grace and honesty and positivity, not toxic positivity. And just this quiet strength about her. And I found that so attractive, how she's both gentle and strong.
Yeah. And I think that, too, I think what we're able to see in the voices is that question. I'm not a parent myself, but, I could imagine, what would you do to protect those you love? That question of that, and knowing that you have to be strong for someone other than yourself. I think what the interesting thing is too, it was interesting hearing you just say that you wanted to make this real, but also what you could be able to feel in this character. Did you find for yourself parts of Lily that you wanted to keep?
Yeah, absolutely. Her spirit is so beautiful. She has a line in the movie, and she says, "It's your world. You can make it whatever you want." And I think that to myself probably at least once a week. Whenever situations don't look the way that I want them to and they're discouraging, I just think, it's your world. And then I remember what I can control in it and what I can't. I don't let things get me down, and it causes me to take action about things I care about.
Yeah. And I think the other thing, too, for myself when I was thinking about the film and then thinking about this conversation with you is how we all can overcome, right? I mean, that we don't have to be defined by our circumstances. And I think that's another thing with Lily. Lily does not let, her disability define her. And I think that is such an important thing, too. I want to say for those who are just tuning in, either on the radio side or online, you're listening to Conversations Live, having a great conversation today with actress Valerie Jane Parker. She's been able to bring to life some amazing characters over the years. But now we're talking about her character, Lily, in the brand new film that's out now. It's called The Voices. We're going to remind you how you can watch it for yourself. Part of, though, what we have to talk about that we have not mentioned in this conversation, even though I'm really enjoying myself here, Valerie, is that this film is coming out at the tail end, hopefully, of a worldwide pandemic. So I think it's an interesting question to ask you. When exactly was this film? When was it actually filmed?
We filmed in 2019. So It's been a long journey. I know they were hoping to release it in Halloween of 2020, but because of complications with COVID, it got pushed till now. But I think it's coming out at the exact right time. I think that this is a perfect story. I think everybody got so beaten down this last year. I mean, who didn't have a 2020? It was a hard year. And so I think we all want a film that's going to entertain us like a horror movie does. But at the end of the day, man, we've been through the ringer. You need a message of hope at the end of that thing. You need something that's going to make you laugh or feel good or something. And I feel like this is a great merging of that. There's thrills and there's jumps in it. But at the end of the day, I would hope that people who watch it turn it off with a sense of hope when they've gotten to the end. And that's a rare thing. And I think that's the kind of movie that 2021 needs.
Yeah. And the reason why I wanted to make sure we got that in there, Valerie, is because I think, too, I totally agree with you, but I think also us as moviegoers, or even I've been talking to a lot of authors releasing books now, as readers, we want that sense of normacy, and having a new release gives us that sense of normacy. Okay, something new, something outside of what what we're hearing about. I think that's the fun thing. Social media, to segue though, social media is the way that you've been able to, of course, to keep us connected on conversations like this you've been doing. Have you found that to be as much a lifeline for you during this time as it has been for a lot of your fans?
Oh, absolutely. I think that everybody found social media to be a lifeline in this last year. It was one of the first times I feel like it's been used to unify us instead of divide us.
It's a really good point, and I think that is the cool thing. So as we are now going into the second quarter of 2021, feeling hopeful, new releases coming out, new projects, what are you looking forward to this year, Valerie?
I am looking forward to being surprised. I don't know what this year is going to hold for me, so I'm going to look forward to the things I don't know.
Got you. Well, I think a lot of people can relate to that. In the meantime, though, we definitely want our audience to head over to their favorite video streaming site and watch The Voices. Our partner here at Conversations Live is Amazon Video. That's where I had a chance to watch it. You can rent or buy it there, or through your favorite streaming platform, video on demand service. Definitely you can head over there to be able to watch it. And I mentioned Instagram earlier, Valerie, but how can our audience stay connected with you and kind of keep up with the What's Next?
Yeah, Instagram is definitely the way to go. My Instagram handle is so hard to remember. It's my name, Valerie Jane Parker. And that is definitely the best way to keep up with me. I don't tweet. I am on Facebook some, but yeah, Instagram is the way to go.
All right. Valerie, this was great. Thank you so much for stopping by the program today. I really appreciate the time. And it goes without saying, you're welcome back here anytime. Looking forward to having you back on.
Awesome. Thanks, Cyrus. Appreciate it.
Yeah, more than welcome. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Now let's go make today amazing. Take care.